Hi, I'm Danielle Abeyta. I'm going to show you a great makeup look you can use all summer using just one small compact. Everything I'm going to be using on my face comes from this compact today, and I'm just going to be using a couple of my favorite brushes, and I'll show you each one as we go through. I'm going to start by priming my face with my favorite setting spray, which doubles as a primer. This is going to keep me looking fresh and glowy all day long. This has hyaluronic acid in it. It plumps up any wrinkles, and it just sets the stage for really good makeup. Alright, so let's get to it. I personally like to start with my contour, so I'm going to take my detail brush. This is such a unique shaped brush. I recommend this to everyone. This helps you to get the perfect contour for your face. I'm going to dip just the side into my contour and then flip it over, and I'm going to start by going right under my jaw, under my cheekbone. Contour typically does not have coverage, but ours does. So when we're applying our makeup, we are doing it in one layer. So where I'm putting contour, that is technically my foundation in those areas. And we want to keep our makeup to one layer because it creates less texture. Less texture means less attention is drawn to pores, fine lines, and wrinkles. Think about when you put on a liquid or a powder foundation and then you go back in with your contour. You end up with a lot of layers and a lot of texture. So what I'm doing right here is just carving out my jaw, and my jowls are being camouflaged. I'm going to go under my double chin. Now I'm going to take two fingers, dip them right into my contour, just barely, getting a little product on each. And I'm going to draw two lines. And this is just going to help to create a slimmer appearance in my neck. So I'm blending downwards on the sides of those two lines, keeping that center spot more open. It's very subtle. That's what we want. Subtle, natural beauty, shape, and definition. So I'm going to do a little bit of contour under my lip and just a little bit down the top side of my nose. Notice I'm not going down here. I'm staying on the side top. And I'm going to drag that up and connect it to that brow. Can you see the shape taking place there? Same thing on the other side. And dragging it to meet the brow. Instant nose job. I'm switching over to my buff brush. This is if you want full coverage. If you want a more medium coverage, you could use our blush and bronzer brush or our powder brush. If you want a lighter coverage, you could use something like our blend brush. I, for tutorials, always love the look of the more full coverage. So I'm going to start with the small side of my brush, and I'm going to dip into my camo. Camo is the darkest color that I'm going to recommend for you. So this is going to go over any areas that are dark or red or that you really want good coverage. And notice I'm just placing color where it needs to go. Okay, so we've all learned to put concealer under our eyes, light concealer to make it pop, and a lot of times it doesn't cover what we want it to cover, right? It's because you can't cover dark with light. You have to cover dark with something equally as dark. So watch what I'm going to do. This spot in particular, I have a shadow and dark circles, so I'm going to put my camo there. You see how that's just disappearing? And I'm using the smallest amount of product. If you have the right color, you do not need a lot of product. If you find you're using a lot, chances are you have the wrong color, and we can talk about that and we can fix it. Seint has a great return and exchange policy, so you can exchange the makeup within 30 days if you don't like it for a full refund. If you want to change out a color, or maybe your color is just not right, you can exchange it for up to 60 days. So definitely, this is a no-risk opportunity for you guys to have beautiful, glowing skin. If you want to know more about it, go ahead and DM me. I'll get you color matched to this amazing makeup. Okay, I'm going to move on now to what I call my pop. My pop is this color right here. It's called Aura. It's one of the most beautiful shades, I think. And I'm going to apply this again with the small end of my brush anywhere where I want my face to really get some dramatic pop. So the inner and outer corners of my eyes. When we have your one-on-one consult, you can tell me if you want super dramatic, if you want medium, or if you just want really natural. And I will help you pick the exact right colors for your skin. Now I'm going to take a little bit of that on my Cupid's bow. And you see again how small, the small amount of product I'm using in between my eyebrows and a little on my chin. I'm going to grab a smaller brush. This is called the multitasker brush. I'm going to dip the smallest end again into that pop color, and I am just going to draw the thinnest line down the center of my nose in between that contour. Nose contour is a personal preference. Not everybody has to do it. If you want help contouring your nose, feel free to DM me. I'd be happy to help. Okay, this is it. So we're going to take the large side of this brush and we're going to dip into what is called our bridge color. The bridge color I'm using is called Amber, and it is going to marry together all of the other colors for perfect coverage and a seamless blend. So when you're applying this, you want to make sure that you're only applying the bridge where you don't already have product. So you're going to get a mirror. Look into it. And just check out where you have product already, where you don't. We're good right there. So as we've been talking, our skin is warming up the cream on our face, so it's going to blend out beautifully. Okay, I'm going to take that blush and bronzer brush that I showed you. I love this brush to blend out. And I'm going to start blending around the contour. So I'm blending all the light parts first. Okay, now we can go back and kind of drag that contour down where we want it. When you're blending your contour on your cheekbones, you always want to blend up and out, never down. We're trying to lift our faces and the jaw. There you go. So I'm going to jump over to my eyebrows, and I'm going to show you how I get the perfect brows just using eyeshadow and brow wax. So my first step is I take the spoolie end of my line brush and brush up. Then I go into the bottom layer of my compact into the shadow here called Trust. I love this color. It works for almost anybody, but I can definitely help you pick the right color for you. Okay, and then I'm going to start drawing a little line at the base of my brow. Just like that. And then, using what's still on my brush, I'm going to flick up We can add more product if we need it, but it's always better to start light. If you ever get too much, remember you can always blend it out with your spoolie. So brushing through is going to help blend that eyeshadow out. And the same here. I want you guys to remember that your eyebrows are sisters and not twins. They're never going to be exactly identical, so don't try too hard or stress about it too much. There you go. So now I'm going to take a little bit of setting spray and wet the spoolie end of my brush. And in my compact, I have some brow wax right here. It looks clear. I'm going to get a little bit of that brow wax on my brush and brush through my brows. This is going to keep the color on. It's going to keep the hairs in place and up out of my arch. And the nice part is they're not going to be crunchy or flaking on me throughout the day. Alright, so we have our eyebrows done. We have our basic foundation, highlight, and contour. So now we're going to start doing something a little bit more fun. I'm going to start with eyes, and I'm going to go back to that detail brush that we were using earlier. And I'm going to start by placing a little tiny bit of my contour on the small end and creating a natural looking shadow in my crease and under my eye. just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and skip back to blush because we're going to do first a basic face and then I'm going to show you how to take it into nighttime. So for our blush, we're going to use the blush and bronzer brush again. And we're going to go into our lip and cheek color, which is Summer Love. And just tap it above the contour. This is the perfect color. It's so fresh and youthful without being overbearing. There we go. If we want to look a little bit more bronzy, we could go in the top layer of our compact and gently run our brush over the bronzer cocktail of Glow Illuminator and Bella Bronzer and just place that on the high points of our face, like wherever we would normally get a little sun. If we want to look really bronzy, do a little more. And bronzer is totally personal preference. It's different than contour because it adds warmth and the look of, you know, just being in the sun and getting a nice glow. If you wanted at this point to amp up your lips, you could take a little bit of contour on the small end of that multitasker brush. Then we can take our lip and cheek on the flat side of that brush. And then we can go right here. This is Angel Highlight. And put just a little right here. Right there. You can also take a little angel on your finger and kind of illuminate your cheekbones. Cream highlighters are so forgiving, unlike some powder highlighters that can be a little bit more harsh as we get older. And this just brings a nice sheen to your face. It's very youthful. You can do a little down your nose. And a little, I wanted to do a little right here, under the arch of the brow. Okay, so this would be perfect daytime look. You can wear this anytime. You can wear this at nighttime if you wanted. I'm going to show you how to amp it up just a little bit with 2 eyeshadows and an eyeliner. So we've already created the crease with our contour. So now I'm going to go into this shadow right here called Pup. It's a cool toned neutral. And cool tone eyeshadows look good on just about everyone, no matter if you're very, very light skin to very, very deep skin. And I'm putting it all the way up. And let's drag a little under. So this is going to be just like a soft, smoky, sexy eye. Okay, now I'm going to take the same brush into Rigoletto, which is a cool toned shimmery brown. Tap off the excess and just work this on my lid. Going up a little into the crease, but not much higher than this. Think Victoria's Secret model, beach photo shoot, sexy bronze, goddess. That's the look we're going for. You want your makeup to be soft, almost look like you slept in it. It's much more forgiving that way, rather than harsh lines. So the next thing I'm going to do is take the same brush that I used to do my eyebrows, and I'm going to dip it into my gel eyeliner, which is called Black Friday. Get a little bit on. I'm not going to be super precise. I'm just going to smudge a little along my lash line. No precision. Anybody can do this makeup. So we're not being very precise because we want it to look super smoky. Okay? Now we're going to go back to that eyeshadow brush, and the small end of it is perfectly shaped. We're going to dip into Trust, which is what we used on our eyebrows. Tap it off and just run Trust over where we just laid down that eyeliner. Just like that. See how we got such a soft, smoky eye out of that? You could take a little on just the outside corners. And then if you want like a real almondy type of eye look, you can take a little bit of that Black Friday and go in just the outside corner of the inner rim. See how it kind of gives me more of an almond look? Just like that. If you've had any fallout, you can easily clean up by just tapping. Just like that. Okay, at this point, we can amp up the lips with a different color if we wanted. You could go a little bit deeper on your lips, or with your lip liner. I think, let's see. I'm just going to add a little bit more contour around my lips so they look a little poutier. This is called the smudge brush. And I'm just going to pop a little of that Angel Illuminator right there in the center. So there we have a nude lip and the perfect smoky eye. I think I want to just touch up a little right there. Just like that. Okay, at this point, I'm going to take my beauty blender and just press under the eyes to make sure I don't have too much product that's going to cake. Just like that. I'm going to spray my setting spray again. Pounce it all over my face. You guys, that's it. I just showed you how to get multiple looks out of one palette. I showed you a daytime and a nighttime, and I promise you there are at least 10 more things you can do with just these tins. If you guys want a color match, please go to colormatch.danielleabeytabeauty.com and I would be happy to color match you. And I will talk to you later. Bye.